Your performance review is next month. You've hit every target, exceeded expectations, stayed late when it mattered. And your colleague, the one who leaves at 5, just got promoted over you. What did they know that you didn't? Here's a hint. It's not about working harder. It's about working with AI. And the data proves it. This is Career Cheat Codes, and today we're breaking down the exact habits that separate the promoted from the passed over. Cisco just released something that should make every ambitious professional pay attention. Their people intelligence team tracked 18 months of internal data. The findings? Pretty stark. Employees recommended for promotion used AI 50% more often than those who weren't. 50%. That's not a small edge, that's a canyon. And here's the part that really caught my attention. This isn't about being a tech genius, it's about using tools that are already on your laptop. Tools most people ignore. Let's back up for a second. The workplace is splitting into two groups right now. Those who actively use AI tools and those who don't. A lot of workers are scared. They see headlines about AI replacing jobs. They worry their skills are becoming obsolete, and so they avoid it entirely. But the data tells a completely different story. The people who are using AI aren't getting replaced. They're getting promoted. They're getting raises. They're becoming essential. Cisco's research comes from their people intelligence team. They spent 18 months tracking how employees actually use AI tools and correlating that with performance reviews and promotion decisions. This isn't theoretical, it's not a survey about what people think might happen. It's actual behavioral data matched against actual career outcomes. People who in the most recent cycle were recommended for promotion used AI 50% more often than those who didn't. That's straight from Cisco's internal analysis. And it gets even more interesting. AI users are 40% more likely to be designated critical to retain by their companies. That's the internal label that protects your job during layoffs. So what does this actually look like in practice? It's not about writing code or building machine learning models. It's about using ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, tools designed for regular knowledge workers. It's using AI to draft emails faster, to summarize reports, to brainstorm marketing ideas, to clean up messy data. The unglamorous stuff that eats up your day. Microsoft surveyed over 31,000 knowledge workers. 69% believe AI can help them get promoted faster, and 79% say AI skills will broaden their job opportunities. Here's where it gets urgent. LinkedIn learning courses for AI skills spiked to 160% among non-technical professionals in just 6 months. Your competition is already moving. There's been a 142 times increase in LinkedIn members adding AI skills like ChatGPT and Copilot to their profiles. That's not a typo, 142x. So if you're thinking about waiting to see how this plays out, you're already behind. The wave of AI adoption is crested. Now it's about catching up. The IMF found that wages are growing twice as fast in industries exposed to AI compared to industries that aren't. Twice as fast. The money is following the skill. AI specialists now earn 20 to 40% more than professionals in related tech fields. But you don't have to be a specialist. You just have to be someone who actually uses the tools. Now let's talk about what actually moves the needle with your manager. Because it's not enough to use AI, you have to make sure people know you're using it. You might want to consider documenting every AI-assisted win you have. That report you finished in 2 hours instead of 8? Write it down. That client pitch you brainstormed with ChatGPT? Log it. One approach is to mention these wins casually in your one-on-ones. Not bragging, just reporting. I used AI to cut that analysis time in half. Let the results speak for itself. There's a common objection I hear. If I tell my boss I used AI, they'll think I'm cheating, or they'll think the work isn't really mine. Here's the reality. That might have been true 2 years ago, but in 2026, leadership expects you to use every tool available. Not using AI looks like you're leaving performance on the table. Cisco's CPO, Kelly Jones, put it directly. Employees who are using AI more frequently received higher performance ratings. It's becoming part of how companies measure competence. Think about it from your manager's perspective. They're being measured on team productivity. If you're producing twice the output with AI assistance, you're making them look good. That's the kind of employee who gets promoted. Here's something you could try before your next performance review. Prepare 3 specific examples of how AI helped you deliver results faster. Concrete numbers work best. Cut research time by 60%. Many experts recommend adding AI skills to your LinkedIn profile immediately. ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, prompt engineering. These keywords are searchable. Recruiters filter by them. Now, some people worry this creates a two-tiered workforce. Those who are comfortable with technology versus those who aren't. And that's a legitimate concern. But here's the thing. The tools have gotten dramatically easier to use. You don't need technical skills. You need 30 minutes of practice and a willingness to experiment. Research suggests spending 30 minutes daily using AI tools for work tasks, even if it feels slower at first. That initial friction disappears quickly. Within 2 weeks, you'll wonder how you worked without it. Let me tell you about someone I'll call David. He's a project manager at a mid-sized tech company. 2 years into his role, good reviews, no movement on promotion. David noticed something in his last review cycle. A colleague with less experience got promoted. The difference? That colleague was vocal about using AI to streamline team processes. So David changed his approach. He started using AI to generate first drafts of project status reports, to identify risks and timelines, to prep for stakeholder meetings. But here's what he did differently. He didn't hide it. In every meeting, he'd casually mention, "I ran this through Quad to stress test the assumptions. ChatGPT helped me find 3 risks I'd missed." His manager started asking him to train other team members on AI tools. He became the informal AI guy on his team, without writing a single line of code. In his next performance review, his manager specifically mentioned his forward-thinking approach to technology adoption. 6 months later, David got the promotion he'd been waiting for. Here's the playbook David used. First, pick one repetitive task you do every week. Emails, reports, research, meeting prep. Any of them work. You might try using AI to do that task for 1 week. Track how much time you save. Document any improvements in quality. Then share those results with your manager in your next one-on-one. There's another angle here that most people miss. It's not just about efficiency, it's about visibility. When you use AI and talk about it, you're signaling something to leadership. You're showing you're adaptable, that you embrace new tools, that you're invested in the company's future, not just protecting how things have always been done. According to the research, project managers, architects, and administrative professionals are upskilling on AI fastest. These aren't coding jobs, they're coordination jobs, communication jobs. If you're in any role where you write, analyze, or communicate, AI can make you dramatically more effective. And companies are starting to measure who takes advantage of that. One thing many successful professionals do is take at least one AI course on LinkedIn Learning this month. Most are under 2 hours. The credential shows up on your profile. Recruiters notice. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room. Some critics say that measuring AI usage creates perverse incentives, that employees will use AI for tasks that don't need it, just to boost metrics. It's a fair concern. But here's the counter. The companies tracking this aren't just measuring usage, they're measuring outcomes. Productivity, quality, speed. AI is just the tool that enables those results. Cisco's research specifically correlates AI usage with higher performance ratings, not just usage alone. The people getting promoted aren't gaming the system, they're genuinely delivering more. And that's the real takeaway here. AI isn't a cheat code that makes you look busy, it's a force multiplier that makes you actually more effective. The employees who are pulling ahead aren't just using AI more, they're using it strategically, for the tasks that matter most, for the deliverables their managers actually care about. So consider asking yourself, what are the 3 deliverables that most directly impact how your manager evaluates you? Those are where you should focus your AI experiments first. You could also look at who's getting promoted in your organization. What tools are they using? How do they talk about their work? Reverse engineer their approach. If you've been finding value in these kinds of insights, consider hitting subscribe. We cover career strategies like this every week, the stuff that actually moves the needle on promotions and pay. Here's something you could start today. Open ChatGPT or Claude right now. Take the most recent work email you wrote, ask the AI to improve it. Compare the two versions. That's your entry point. One email, 5 minutes, no commitment, no course, no big investment. Just see what happens when you let AI collaborate on your work. Most people who try it have the same reaction. Why didn't I start doing this sooner? The learning curve is way shorter than you expect. And that brings us to the core insight from all this research. The divide isn't between technical people and non-technical people. It's between people who adopt new tools and people who don't. The data is clear. AI users are getting promoted faster. They're being designated critical to retain. They're earning more in industries embracing these tools. This isn't speculation anymore. It's 18 months of behavioral data from one of the world's largest tech companies, backed by surveys of over 30,000 knowledge workers. So here's your cheat code for the week. Don't wait for your company to mandate AI training. Don't wait for permission. The employees who are getting promoted started using these tools months ago. Pick one task, try one tool, track your results, mention it in your next one-on-one. That's how careers accelerate now. This is Career Cheat Codes, the moves that get you ahead. I'll see you next week.